This is a project I made back in 2013. The original concept for this arrived possibly a year earlier, maybe more. But the basic idea was to make a yin and yang style box. And it wasn't until I saw other YouTubers making bandsaw boxes that it occurred to me I could use a bandsaw box theme to create the concept of my yin and yang box. To further accentuate the theme of this concept, I decided to use contrasting timbers, and for the body of this box I was using some maple I had left over, 2 inches thick. I also decided it would be worthwhile making 2 of these boxes instead of just one, because there would be quite a lot of work involved from what I could see initially. After flattening and thickness planing that board, I would have to do some resawing next, and I always had my best results resawing with a brand new sharp blade, which is why here you'll see me changing the blade on my bandsaw. This first resawing operation would allow me to separate the base of each box from its main body, and before any cutting I marked out the one edge of each board to allow me to realign them correctly later on. I'm really not sure why my bandsaw blade guides were sparking so much, but an application of PTFE spray seemed to sort the problem. For that contrast on the lid, I would use some English walnut because I had some scraps left over that would otherwise have been destined for the wood bin. Now, using a paper template I stole from Google Images, I can look at the grain of my wood and decide which portion I would like to use. With the paper template now glued on, I'm marking out the interior walls of this box. I think they were approximately 8mm thick. And then comes the easy part, which I have sped up for your convenience. As you may have noticed, I had to make an entry cut into each of the recessed areas there. And before I could continue with this box, I had to re-glue those joints back together. While the glue was drying there, I began sanding my latest offcuts, and I was toying with the idea initially of making smaller boxes from these pieces, but ultimately that never happened, and I'm not entirely sure what became of these pieces. Even a bobbin stand will only get you so far with such tight, acute angles in the corners. After all the work so far, I found it was then necessary to re-flatten the surface before I could glue the base back on. To make things a little bit easier here, I drove one screw into the corner of each blank, which would later be cut away as part of the waste portion. This at least helped to keep things aligned before I could put all 4 clamps on. I'm going to end part 1 here. In part 2 you'll see me working on the lid and completing the box. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please feel free to share it across social media and subscribe to my channel for more videos soon.